Hi guys, welcome back to my safe space kitchen. So today I'm going to be making Koobi, aka cured fish. Koobi is a very popular fish in Ghana, West Africa. Koobi is used in our soups and in our stews, and it gives it a really good flavor. I know you're probably wondering, how on earth were you able to make Koobi in the winter time? Well, let's just say I have a little trick underneath my sleeve and I'm willing to share. So if you want to learn how to make Koobi, stay tuned. So here I have 3 medium-sized tilapias that I picked up from the seafood market. What I did was I requested from my seafood monger to clean out my tilapia completely, like so, okay? So there is no brains or nothing like that inside of my tilapia. So I went ahead and I cleaned it really well, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of dab it with a clean tissue paper, okay? The goal is to try to get as much of the water out as possible, and so by doing so, you're doing the best that you can to get it to be somewhat dry before you add your salt, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all 3 of the fishes by just simply dabbing in and out of the fish, okay? It's ready. It's ready. So once my tilapia was cleaned and nicely patted down, I went ahead and I cut each tilapia into 2. Now I did this because I wanted to make sure that when it was time for me to add my salt, I had enough room to add my salt to every corner of my tilapia. I did not want to miss any spots, and so I wanted to make sure that I was able to do so and do it diligently. So I went ahead and I split my tilapia into 2. Once this is done, I'm gonna go ahead and add my salt. I will be using the kosher salt, which is coarse in texture, and also table salt, okay? This is the 2 types of salt that I'm going to be using. So here I'm going to go ahead and start applying my salt. So I went in with my table salt first, and then I'm going to add my coarse kosher salt later. When applying your salt to your tilapia, you want to be very generous with your salt, right? That's what Koobi is all about. I know this looks like a lot of salt, so somebody's probably like, how in the world are you adding all this salt onto your fish? This is how Koobi is made. The salt is actually going to help with the dehydration of the fish, and if your Koobi is not salty, then it's not Koobi. Call it something else, I don't know, but it's not Koobi. So yeah, you got to be very generous with your salt. Make sure you're getting it into every corner of your fish. The good thing about Koobi too is once it's completely done, when you're ready to cook with it, you can just cut it up, sit it in water for about 30 minutes, and that can get a lot of the salt out. So when you're initially making your Koobi, be generous with your salt. You almost want to apply a lot of salt to the point where it looks like you're burying your tilapia under the salt, okay? Like I said, it helps with the dehydration as well. So don't worry about it being too salty. This is not going to give you hypertension, okay? I promise you it's not. So this is what my tilapia looks like once I was done applying my salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover this up in a saran wrap and a napkin, and I'm going to sit this in my garage. So I sat my tilapia in my garage for 3 days. I didn't touch it. I didn't bother myself to even check on it or nothing. I just left it there. And this is what it looks like after 3 days. It looks like there's a lot of water at the bottom, which means the salt has been helping with the dehydration process already. So when I zoomed in, I don't know if you guys could see that water, but there's a lot of water, okay? And of course the smell is very strong, so you know we're almost there, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dehydrate my tilapia, and that is my little trick, right? So I'm gonna dehydrate this tilapia, and that's gonna be our Koobi. You all know Koobi is simply dehydrated salted fish, so that's what this dehydrator is going to do. The dehydrator is going to do what the sun will normally do, you know, with Koobi, right? So because we're in the winter time and I don't have, you know, hot sun, I'm gonna be using my dehydrator. So I went ahead and I lined my fish on there and I turned it on to the highest temperature. Okay, so after 7 hours of dehydration, I went ahead and I checked up on my fish. As you can see, the location has changed, and that's because I dehydrated this fish outside. Like I was telling you guys earlier, the smell is quite strong, and to avoid the smell from stinking up my whole house, I dehydrated my fish outside, and so far it's looking really good. Okay, and I'm excited about this. So after 24 hours of dehydration, my Koobi is done. I really took my time to, dehydrate this Koobi because I wanted to make sure, I was getting it really nice and dry, and that is what I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off my dehydrator and I will show you guys what it looks like. But in the meantime, if you want to try this at home, once you're done dehydrating, go ahead and spray your dehydrated trays with vinegar. Let it sit for about 30 minutes and then just wash it. You should be able to get that Koobi smell off of your trays. Okay, so that's just a little tip that I wanted to share. So this is my Koobi and it looks great, you guys. I'm so excited about this. So if you happen to have a dehydrator at home, give this a try and let me know what you think. Honestly, I don't think there is a big of a difference between this Koobi and what we get from the African market. Okay, African market Koobi pane boarding. But anyway, that's just by the way. I will be using my dehydrator until the summertime, and when we have the sun, I will go ahead, hot sun, I will go ahead and make my Koobi in the sun as well. So this is the end of this video, you guys. If you're new here, this is my Safe Space Kitchen. I make cooking videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and I promise you would not regret it, okay? If you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back to watch this video. I truly appreciate your support. So until my next video, you guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.